welcome to the second and final part of Whippety-Stourie. So, the good lady of Kittle-Rumpet made a bad deal. She traded her pig's life for the baby. It's 1 month later, the old woman with the magical eggs, she comes out of the woods far away. She gets closer and closer, closer and closer, gets bigger and bigger till finally she's right there. Right, she says. Now you must give me the baby. No, please, don't take the baby. I'll give you anything else. I'll give you all my chickens. I've no need for chickens. I need the baby. You can have my house. You can have everything. No, you made a deal. You have to give me the baby. And the poor woman of Kittle-Rumpet started to cry and sob. And something in the old woman's heart melted a little bit and she said, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a chance. You can keep your baby if you can guess my name. Guess your name? What do you mean? If you can guess my name, you get to keep your baby. You get 3 guesses today. 3 guesses tomorrow. And the final 3 guesses the day after tomorrow. If by that time you haven't guessed my name, I take your baby. So, at least for the good lady of Kittle-Rumpet, she had a chance to try and guess the name of the lady. So she tried to think of all the girls' names she knew. Is it, I've got 3 guesses, right? Yes, 3 guesses. Is it Vera? No. First guess. Okay, is it Azra? No, not Azra. Second guess. Final guess for today. Is it then maybe Dorothy? No! Your 3 guesses are over. And with a cackle, she turned around and she hobbled off back into the forest. Well, that night, the good lady of Kittle-Rumpet slept badly because she knew the next day the lady was coming again, the old woman, and the next day, true enough, the small figure came hobbling out of the woods. Nearer and nearer, closer and closer she came. Right, she said. Time for your next 3 guesses. Have your first guess. All right, what could it be? As you look, is it Emily? No. 2 more guesses. Then she thought maybe Hachi? No, not Hachi. 1 more guess for today. And she thought and she thought and she started to think, could it be Yannick? No, that's your second set of 3 guesses. Tomorrow I'll come, and if you don't guess my name by then, yes, I'll take the baby. And she hobbled off into the woods. And that night, the lady of Kittle-Rumpet, before she went to bed, she was sitting by the fire. She couldn't sleep. It was getting dark. And she thought to herself, I'm going to go out for a walk. She went out for a walk and she walked through the woods and down into the valley, or the glen as we call it. And down there was a little stream. And as she went down, she saw some movement down there. Somebody was moving, dancing around. And when she got closer and closer, and she saw it was the egg wifey. She was down there. And she was dancing around and cackling and singing. Hee hee! The good lady of Kittle-Rumpet will never guess my name, for Whippety-Stourie is my name. She couldn't believe her ears. Whippety-Stourie, that was her name. And with a song in her heart, she turned around, she skipped back up to the house and she closed the door and she lay down to sleep. And she slept well that whole night. The next day, the tiny figure came out of the woods. Closer and closer it came. Nearer and nearer came. Till finally she was there. Right, she said. What's my name? Well, the good lady of Kittle-Rumpet could have said Whippety-Stourie right away, but she decided to have a little bit of a laugh with him. Is it maybe, I don't know, Elizabeth? No, not Elizabeth. 2 more guesses. What about Maria Tommy? No, it's not Maria Tommy. Your final guess. And she leant in really close like this. Well, what, I've guessed all the names that I know. If it's not any of those names, could it just be something like maybe, oh, I don't know, Whippety-Stourie? And at that, the egg white's face changed to a red face of rage. How did you guess my name? It's no fair, she cried. And she stamped on the ground so hard that the ground cracked. And the good lady of Kittle-Rumpet's house tilted over to the side, where it's still like that to this day. And the old woman ran off into the woods going like this. Into the woods. Into the woods. And the good lady of Kittle-Rumpet, she hugged her baby and went back inside. And that's not the end of the story, because the really good thing that happened was the very next day, as she was getting up, she heard the door opening downstairs and she thought it was this terrible egg woman coming back. She went down. Who was it? Who was there? That's right. The husband. He came back from the wars, and she saw the husband, and they fell into each other's arms, and he looked at the baby and he said, I'm so happy to be home. I was almost home, and I saw the weirdest thing. I was coming up through the woods, and this old woman ran right past me, and she was like this, running past me. I have no idea what was going on. And the good lady said to him, it's maybe best if you don't know what was going on, but just, I'm glad you're back now. And he was back. And they lived together with their baby happily ever after. What was it a little bit like? Maybe you could write a little note to your teacher and tell them, which story does somebody have to guess a name? And they get 3 days to guess it. It's a very famous one, right? Okay, that's the finish of that story for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope we get a chance to tell you more stories. I'll see you soon, okay?